All right. German time obliges me to start on time. Welcome, everyone. It's super nice to have you. First of all, my best wishes for this new year. I hope you had, everyone, a nice holiday wherever you are, whatever you're currently doing. Yeah, wishing you all good health and good fun. I think that's already a lot. And yeah, welcome to the session to explore a bit more our specialized master program at ESCP at the Berlin campus. Just how we're going to organize this 1 hour session. So we have 1 hour up until 6 p.m. Berlin time. I'll try to be as quick as I can to give you as much insights as I can. Just for you, like a little disclaimer, it's 4 specialized masters that we have in Berlin, so different interests, maybe different questions. So obviously, if you have one very specific question regarding your profile versus the program that you're interested in, obviously keep the question and maybe reach out to us or like with me or my colleague Jeanine, who is also here later, so we can just keep the session as a general interest for everyone, if that makes sense. Without further ado, I am Claire. For the ones who might not know me, I think I recognize some names. I'm Claire Ziegel. I'm working at ESCP since a year, and I am responsible for the recruitment and admission for the Master in International Sustainability Management and the Master in Sustainability, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. And I'm here presenting today with my colleague Jeanine, who might want to introduce herself too.
Hi, everyone. First of all, Happy New Year. And I hope we all have a great, you all have a great year ahead with us. So I'll quickly, so I am the admissions and recruitment for Specialized Masters in Master in International Sales Management, which is MISm, and Master in Strategy and Digital Business, as we call it, msdb. So, and later as we go.
I will just go into the structure and then you'll follow up. Exactly. So that's for the team at the Berlin campus, and I'll just give you a little hints into the general structure of our 4 programs. So for specialized masters, the duration is the same. They're all 4 2 years long full-time programs. They all have 1 intake per year in September, and they are all 100% taught in English. What comes with the end of the degree is a German Master of Science degree, granting you with 120 ECTS credits. In terms of location, so we are, maybe some of you don't know because you're not super aware with the structure of ESCP, but ESCP is based in Paris with the main campus because it's the French business school. But we also have independent campuses in Berlin, London, Madrid, and Turin. And every campus has kind of their own specialized masters. So our masters are managed by the Berlin campus, but they also happen partially in Paris. What you can see from the location here on the slide is little differences from one program to the other. For example, the Master in International Sustainability Management will have 2 terms in Paris versus 1 term for the other 3 programs. And the fees are as stated, as you can read just below. And the last line about admission really sporadically mentions the requirements, because obviously you would need a bachelor's degree or a successfully obtained bachelor's degree with 180 ECTS, as well as a proof that you have a C1 level in English. And the admission test that you have to also successfully pass, which is the logic test and the personal interview. That is kind of the last step of the admission process that I will come into details right after. We'll just go quickly through the 4 curriculum, just very quickly for you to have a little insights and maybe if there's differences in terms of structure. And let me start with the Master in International Sustainability Management. As the name says it, it's a management-focused program. So it really gives you a very nice holistic approach of business sustainability. Don't be too afraid about the science and the economic block that is in the first term. It's just that since you're seeking for strategic level management position in sustainability departments after you graduate from this program, the program just aims to give you a strong foundation on how the natural environments work and how we business actors are building our businesses on this on this natural environment. So it's also just important to focus on the sustainability side, but from three perspective: obviously the social, the environmental, and the governance and financial aspect. And you also get to choose elective classes. You can see under term 2, under term 3, and under term 4. So whether you want to go into more strategic position in NGO management, or if you want to go into more public institution doing more governance or policy making, or if you want to work into a startup, mid-sized company, or a large established company in marketing or sustainable supply chain or fintech, you can also choose like the specialization within the specialized masters that would be the best fit for you, which kind of makes you ready at the end of the program to work in any field, in any type of company that you want, related or not to sustainability, but making you ready for any of these challenges. Company consultancy project, I will tell this one time because it's the same for all 4 programs. So even if you're not interested in the Master in Sustainability in International Sustainability Management, this is also important for you. So my colleague Jeanine doesn't have to repeat this about the consultancy project. So at the end of the 4th term, all the students who are taking part into one of the specialized masters are getting into a group. You will choose beforehand your topic of interest, of course, and our teams are making the best to assign you to the topic of interest. And everyone gets specific groups and gets assigned to an external client, so a real company who is facing like a real issue in their businesses and who are looking for kind of junior consultants to help them resolve their problematic. So you will start working on the company consultancy project by the end of the last term or the 4th term, and then during the month of January you will be full-time with the sustainability with the ESCP advisor, working on the topic and giving and presenting your deliverables by the end of January at the campus, which is kind of the last day where all the students gather together before going into the master thesis, which is the next point. Master thesis worldwide, you can be located anywhere you want or anywhere you need. You just need to submit your master thesis on time. You would also have support from an ESCP advisor, and you have 3 months to write it. So February, March, and April. You submit it by the end of April, and then the 6th term, which is the last term, is to validate your end of study internship. Also, when I say end of study internship, it means you can do an internship, or if you already get hired by a company for a full-time position and you're tired of doing internship because you already gathered some experience, you can make it count as an end of study internship. And also, for example, for the entrepreneurship master, if you are going into your own venture, if you're launching your own business, this can be also a way to make it count as your end of studies professional experience. Talking about entrepreneurship, going into the Master in Sustainability, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. Again, the name always, sometimes we feel like the name of the programs are super vague or doesn't make much sense. Indeed, it makes a lot of sense. Sustainability, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. So the 3 words are really pivotal. They're really crucial into every aspect of the courses that you will go through the program. It's a bit more of a technical program, a really hands-on, like practical program where you get a lot of practical experience. You do a big deep dive into sustainability in the first part of the program, giving you also a very strong baseline on me as a potential entrepreneur or intrapreneur, or someone who wants to make the difference from inside a company towards more sustainable practices. How can we build a business model that is sustainable from scratch? And with this, you will have the support of the Sustainable Lifestyle Venture program, together with the UNEP. That is a program that has been launched in 2020 in the program. And which is also changing a bit every year because the partners that we are doing the project with and the professors are always looking for topics to be up to date and to work on real-time problematics. So that makes it really really concrete, really exciting and dynamic, and with a lot of group works and yeah, just a lot of sustainability metrics, but also just pure entrepreneurship skill building, I would say. Yeah, I forgot just for the last one, obviously for all the programs, also that's valid for all the programs, language and career development. So you obviously have to take language classes. That's a mandatory class to take. So you can choose between French, Italian, Spanish, and German to take language classes at the Berlin campus and throughout your whole program. And the career development also, there is a strong focus on on giving like personalized counseling for students also to prepare them for the post-graduation. So whether you want to go into whatever industry or field that interests you, you will have plenty of people at the Berlin campus to also support you on preparing like a good application for a full-time position afterwards, or to prepare you for your interview or a CV. It's also a strong focus that you might also have in some classes. Exactly. And then you can see again the company consultancy project, the master thesis, and the internship or the business development project, as I mentioned just before. And I will just let Jeanine go through her 2 programs.
Hi, everyone. So first, let's take a look at our Master in International Sales Management program. As Claire just said, it has a lot of commonalities with other master programs. Well, this program, as you all know, sales is one of the oldest traditional skills that's ever known. But this program goes a step further from the traditional sales skills because of digitalization. So you will learn how to function and thrive in a modern day in a modern day digital landscape. It gives you this program helps you thrive as in an international sales and marketing and globalized digital age. After the program, you'll have the skills to succeed as an international sales and marketing manager in both globalization and digitalization worlds. Sorry, there's a lot of repetition there. The career path you can choose are like business development, sales channels manager, key accounts, and or even a sales analyst. So this is applicable in a lot of fields, and you are not cornered into any special into something very niche. It is applicable in every industry, in every possible job. This is useful. And now one of the highlights of this program is a 1-week seminar that will take place in Houston, St. Bauer College. And our students have raved about this program, where they feel they've gained a lot of insight. And as with all the projects and the internship, it's a fantastic program. Now, moving on to the next program, which is Master in Sales in Strategy and Digital Business. And now this program is again it's designed for the modern day chain business, ever evolving business world. In this program, there's a heavy focus on digital learning strategy and digitalization expertise, along with problem solving and decision-making skills. Yes, and there's a heavy focus on digital transformation, incorporation of digitalization skills with e-commerce, digital strategies, and so on and so forth. And one of the highlights of this program is Managing Emerging Technologies is conducted by Bain, who is one of the leaders in strategy consulting world. And there's also a week trip to Singapore, also a very informative seminar. Sorry. Yeah, so that's that with both the programs. Yes.
Thanks, Jeanine.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously, if you have any specific question on the content of the program that you're interested for, don't hesitate to keep your question and to contact us per email or call us right after the session. But obviously, if we're able to have a little bit of more time afterwards during the Q&A session, just shoot your questions and we'll make the most out of it. So moving on to the profiles that we're looking for. I mean, this seems very common sense, but still, let's go through it. I think it never hurts. So obviously, we're looking for bachelor graduates from state-recognized institutions. So that means that you should have a 3 years long bachelor's degree, counting 180 ECTS minimum. And this is also why maybe some of you already noticed that on the page of each of the masters, you can submit your CV, which comes directly to us and which give us the opportunity to give you feedback before you apply, also to see if your profile would be fitting, if you fulfill the requirements. And just a hint, when you apply for an educational degree, to have on your CV the education block always on top, because it's not like applying for a full-time position job where you would put your professional experience. Make sure you put your education always first on your CV. That's just a good tip. We also welcome students who don't have a typical business background. Obviously, because it is what it is. I mean, we have a lot of a majority of students who come from a typical business background or economic background who went into business administration. However, we also welcome a solid 15 to 20% of students who have many different super interesting backgrounds, who are coming from political science, computer science, architecture, law, design, liberal arts, which doesn't make them non-eligible for the master. In contrary, we want to give the opportunity for everyone, also for specialized masters. Sometimes it also makes sense that you want to do this shift in your career, or that you just want to add this educational background. For these students, we always offer the preparatory classes that you can see here in brackets. Basically, it's 1 week of crash courses on the basics of management classes that are happening 1 week before the official start of the program. Exactly. English sufficiency C1, that's what I mentioned before. Basically, you have 3 options. Either you're native, or you studied 100% your bachelor's degree, so not 80%, but 100% your bachelor's degree in English, which makes it sufficient for us to grant you a C1 level. So it means that you don't need to, plus this, submit like an IELTS or TOEFL. Or you submit an IELTS or TOEFL, whatever English certification that guarantees us that you have a C1 level. If any of this is not possible, we also have some internal English tests that are happening around the testing days, like around your interview, that we can also make you participate in. And obviously, the profiles that we're looking for people who are interculturally interested, internationally oriented, people who are open-minded and willing not to learn only from ESCP, but also to give back to ESCP. And while reading these 3 little boxes, this is obviously common sense, but it's just to give you the idea that we are not looking for prototype. We're not looking for clones who are only excellent on the academic level, but we're looking for people who are open-minded, who have a strong self-reflection, who are able to collaborate in teams, because as mentioned, we have a very hybrid type of teaching, which makes also a lot of mix between a lot of nationalities. So exactly, it's also a good way to take off the pressure when you apply, because if you build up a strong motivation letter and you have some classes in the bachelor where it was not so top notch, it also gives you some tools to make you shine from another perspective than just your grades. And what you can expect in class. So the group sizes of every cohort or class is around 50 students. It's always averages, so don't take it as per se. Obviously, the Master in International Sustainability Management is much bigger. It's 80 spots. So this master would be divided into 2 groups. So again, you would be maximum 40 in a class. And the average age is around 23, 24 years old. We have younger students, we have a bit older students. It's always a very eclectic mix, but with students who have the same interests, which makes it always super interesting. And every year we have also feedback from the professors and the students themselves, who are kind of mind blown of how diverse a class can be and how good it can still work. So talking about diversity and nationalities, you have around 15, sometimes more, different nationalities from literally every continent in the world in the same class. And then you can expect, obviously, a lot of, as I said, hybrid and hands-on learning. So you have company speakers, guest speakers who are coming to lectures, people who made research, people who are launching their companies, people who are high-level, C-level positions in well-established companies, and who are coming for master classes, guest lectures. And you will obviously have this very mixed type of the theory, as you can imagine, just a conventional class, going to class, listening to the theory, and then working on your own. So also a lot of personal work to do, but also a lot of practical business cases with groups, with deliverables to hand in, with oral presentation. Exactly. And with this, you also build a lifelong network. That's last but not least on this slide. It's, you don't really realize when you enter in a school like ESCP, is that you have more than 80,000 people who already graduated from the school, because it's the oldest business school in the world, which makes it extremely rich in terms of profiles, in terms of people who have gathered already enormous experience, people who just graduated 2, 3, 4 years ago and who are already super successful with what they're doing, whatever they're doing, in whatever continent, because wherever you're going after graduation, you might still meet someone who graduated from the same school as you. Which is something that you, I think, realize better when once you're actually done with your degree. Oops. Okay. Moving on to the interesting and stressful part of this session. Application season is open. I guess. If you're also participating in this session, is that maybe you want to apply again before this Wednesday, which is the 8th of January, which is the next deadline for all 4 masters. So let's take the example of the 8th of January. If you apply before Wednesday at midnight, if you go successfully through the first steps that I will go into detail a bit later, then you would be invited for the testing days, or the concours, which would be, so the 28th of January would be the logic test. So the logic test would be 1 hour and a half, 2 parts, one deductive reasoning part and one numerical reasoning part. It's nothing to worry about too much. You will have time to prepare. You will have material to prepare if ever you get invited in the official invitation with all the information you need for the concours. You will have mock exams, practice material to prepare for the logic tests. And then the very last step would be the personal interview. That would happen on the 29th, on the 30th, on the 31st of January, if we take this example of January. Have in mind, if you are planning on applying and then you get accepted for the last step, if there is a specific slot or a specific day, make sure that you tell us, so that because we run a very tight schedule, so make sure that you tell us in advance so that we can arrange the best for you. Also, if you're in a different time zone than Berlin, it's always very good for us to know as much in advance as possible. So as you can see, this is the actual calendar that I put here for you on the slide. So you have approximately monthly basis, rolling deadlines up until the very ultimate last deadline, that will be the 30th of June. I always have the question of, what is it okay if I apply like later than sooner? Obviously, with a very dumb mathematical calculation, it's always better for you to apply sooner, because we have very good candidates in every round, which means that you have less and less spots the more the season advances. But obviously, we also know that for any reasons, you can only apply in the May or in the June session, which we'll also, we also keep spots available for you if it's only at the end of the session. But if that was a question that you would ask, I'm already answering that. Obviously, we always recommend to apply as soon as possible, and we'll also make ourselves super available for you to apply as soon as possible. And I will make the special mention for the 7th of March that you can see in yellow. Please, in the audience here, if you are an international student who wants to come to Germany to study, that means you need a German study visa. That means that the 7th of March would be actually the latest day for you to apply, because from experience, we had it just a couple of months ago in the team that unfortunately, because international students who needed a German study visa were applying after March, we were not capable of helping them because of the delays in the embassies and the consulate. It's already a very stressful procedure for you, and we are really much aware of this. But for you to have your letter of enrollment at ESCP, which is one of the most important documents that you need for your visa process, please, for your own sake, apply before March 7th, and things should be smoother for everyone, and especially for you, because I'm telling you, we had like more than 10 people who had to postpone, or for whom it was very, very difficult last year because they applied later than this. So just FYI. Here on the button on the right, you can see the apply button. That's the button that you see on the web page of all the 4 masters. If you apply on this button, it leads you to the Orion platform, which is the standardized platform for all the masters of all ESCP campuses. So also don't be afraid if there is any field that you feel like is odd, like it doesn't really make much sense that I have to enter this information. Just have in mind that it's a standardized platform, and that we're also here to help you, and that if you have any technical issue, we also have teams to help you out with this. Okay, application are open from fall to summer. 3 steps. First step, upload your online application. Online application, obviously, motivation letter, half a page up to 1 page maximum. I insist on the maximum because if it's more than 1 page, it makes more work for me. I would have to send back the motivation letter to you, so you have to shorten it. And exactly, just keep it short and sweet and relevant. Don't go through everything that is amazing about ESCP unless you have 1 or 2 very, very relevant things to say, but just focus on yourself and on how you would be a good addition to the school, to the program, and how this specific program would help you achieve your future professional, personal goals, ambitions, objectives, whatever. Obviously written in English, your resume written in English, the English certification test that, as I mentioned before, the transcripts of all the 3 years of your higher education. We know that some students are also currently in their 3rd year of bachelor, so you might not have all the bachelor transcripts available, but everything that is available, please submit them. And if you're already graduated, you can also already submit your official bachelor degree, and obviously a photocopy of your passport or identity card. Second step, completion of a video via Cura Talent. This is one of our new tools that we used since last year, which is running very well if we're hearing the feedbacks of the students who went through them. So 5 general questions about the applicants. Basically, once you submit your online application, you will receive directly an email from us that we received your document and that you have now to complete the Kira assignment. Just make sure you have 1 hour in a calm room with a working microphone, a working laptop, internet connection, a working camera. Get used to the platform with the practice session. Be aware that the practice questions have nothing to do with the official questions, which is normal. It's just for you to get used to the platform, because you have like 45 seconds to prepare your answer, and then you have one or 2 minutes to answer the questions. It's just 5 questions. It's nothing quantitative, it's qualitative, just to get to know you a bit better beyond your documents and the online application. Also, something I just want to mention, I'm not so older than you, so I also know what AI is. And just regarding ChatGPT, just trust yourself, and also trust us that using ChatGPT on such a recording assignment might not be seen by the platform, but is seen by the people who see the videos. I'm just talking by experience, and it's just much more nicer to see like a spontaneous, even if it's a bit hectic, just a spontaneous structured answer from you than seeing the candidates reading out answers. Exactly, just a little hint like this. And then after a successful screening of your documents and the completed Kira assignment, if everything of this is successfully passed, then you get invited, as I said, to the last steps that are the logic test and the personal interview. Personal interview with two juries. Usually it's one professor or two professors, or one professor and one teacher assistant, or someone from the recruitment team. Always two juries. It's 30 minutes long. They give you, I think, they lead like the interview during like 20-25 minutes, and then they also leave your room to ask questions. It's always super nice. If you have any doubts, if you have, it's also a good way to see if the program would actually be a good fit for you. It's not only the school choosing you, it's also you choosing the program. So don't be shy to ask questions, and the professors are always super pleased when they have a good conversation with the candidates. Exactly, I think that's about it. And last slide that I wanted to mention to you, what to expect from Berlin as a city to live and study in. That might seem a bit cheesy. I'm just talking about my own experience because I also studied between Berlin and Paris. I'm half German, half French, but I worked and traveled and studied also abroad, also a bit in many places. Berlin is very special because it's a tremendously diverse environment where you can be whoever you want and hang out with whoever you want. There's this cultural diversity of events, music, concerts, art, a very classical culture with a lot of history, a lot of sometimes heavy history, but also very interesting perspective, also in the heart of Europe. And also a lot of pop culture events. The food is amazing because you have communities who are here since generations, and you have amazing restaurants. Just don't expect only Kartoffelsalat or whatever cliche German food that you can have in mind. It's a very vibrant cities, and as I mentioned here, there's room for all types of hobbies and sports. You have a lot of cheap options at the public universities that you can sign in for yourselves. And talking about the Berlin campus, we have a bunch of student societies. You will have the slides of this, so you can also click on the link to see all the student societies that we have. We have Thursday after works by Dr. Faust, which is kind of the clubbing the clubbing society of the Berlin campus. We have weekly events on diverse I just put diverse topics because they're so diverse that literally every week you have posters on the walls. I think now we're not even allowed anymore to use all the walls because otherwise it just becomes covered. The hallways become covered with posters of all the events that we're organizing or that students are organizing. Career services, I emphasis on this a bit earlier, and workshops. They're really here to support you and organizing the career fairs where you can also meet people from actual companies and secure spots for internships for full-time positions. Personal counseling, mental health and well-being, that's also a super important aspect at the Berlin campus. Or whether you have like personal, professional, academic issues, there are always colleagues that are here available to listen to you and to support you. And just at the bottom of the slide, I just put you 3 nice resources that I personally like, that I know also people or young students like. Ex Berliner, which is actually now Der Berliner, which is like an English written magazine about Berlin. Visit Berlin, it's anything you want to know, plan, or place to visit in Berlin. You can find tremendous nice resources. And Rausgegangen is an app that you can download from any device, any phone, any smartphone, on which you can book tickets for literally any type of event in Berlin. And exactly, I think it's just nice to share some resources if eventually you are preparing to come to Berlin. Yeah, I talked a lot. That's the end on my side. Thank you so much for your attention. And I went a bit over time, but we still have a solid 25 minutes for questions. I think you can use the chat. for questions, I just have to see. Or Martina, I totally forgot you, Martina. I'm so sorry.
No
We have.
worries.
I'm so
No worries.
sorry.
No
I
worries.
talked so much
I
and
can
I
still
forgot the
say
most
hello
important.
and no, yeah. Very quickly. Happy New Year from my side as well. My name is Martina. I'm the head of recruitment admission here at the Berlin campus for all our master's bachelor programs. And yeah, I'm really happy to see so many of you being interested in our specialized master programs. And yeah, thank you, Claire and Jeanine, for giving all these information. And now we are here to answer all your questions and to answer your question. Claire, I'm not sure if I can see the questions in the chat, but maybe Jeanine and you can.
I can't see either, so.
Yeah, maybe
sorry.
there's no question right now. Maybe some of you could just.
I see some hands that are raising. I will
maybe
give them.
they can also unlock their
I will
mic.
unmute them.
Yeah.
Okay, Tukur Musa, I will give you the word. There you are. I think you can unmute yourself. Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for the information. We are very, it was very detailed, and also, I also appreciate the explanation.
Of course.
Sorry, I just have something in my mouth. Okay. My question is concerning the fee. I have seen that it was 15,000, somewhere around 15,000 in advance.
Yes.
Genau, yeah.
Let me go back. Here it is.
Yes, because I have chosen MSc International Sustainability Management.
Yeah.
How is the payment done?
So the payment is done in installments. So you don't have to pay once. You pay, I think, in 4 times.
Yes, we have. Maybe I can just step in. We have 4 installments. If you once you get admitted and you accept our offer, then there will be a deposit payment due of 3,000 euro. It's part of the complete tuition fee, and the remaining amount is divided in 4 deposit payments over the 2 years.
Okay. And that per year is 15,000. That means in 2 years we have to pay 30,000.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Fiona King, you can unmute yourself if you want.
Yes, hello. I had a question in terms of the applications. Can you apply to 2 different masters?
Or sorry, can you repeat that, or can you just speak a bit louder?
Oh yeah, sorry. I was just saying if you can apply to 2 masters, or is it okay? And are the applications viewed together or totally separate, or how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, you have to do 2 separate applications. Let's say you want to apply for the Master in Strategy and Digital Business and for the Master in International Sales Management. You would have to go through 2 different applications on the platform. The only thing is that you would do only 1 logic test, but then you would do 2 interviews and 2 Kira assignments. And the Kira assignment would be a bit shorter for the second one because we would avoid it to be repetitive. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We have Kavita. Hi, Kavita.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, so my question was, is GMAT a necessary requirement for like
It's not.
It's not.
It's not mandatory. However, if you do have a GMAT score or a GRE score, you can share it with us, and if it's in the average that we can accept, you would get exempted from the internal logic test.
Okay, so what is like the the amount of marks that you're supposed to score in the GMAT? Like, what's the minimum amount?
Let me just check.
495. Approximately 495.
No, it's because we have new. Now there's the old GMAT and the GMAT Focus, but it's definitely not below 600.
Okay, not below 600.
And
Okay.
I think, yeah, from 600 onwards, it's valid.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Of course. We have Shaitanya. Hi.
Hi, Claire. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, first of all, many thanks for this session. I
Of
just have
course.
one question, but before that, I will give you a very, very brief background about myself. Right? I have worked in B2B sales for 3 years, and in the future, I want to get into international sales. So, first, I was looking for an MBA, but while going on ESFE's website, I saw this course which perfectly aligns with my goals. My only concern here is from website that I could see, the average age is about 23 years old. Whereas by the time I'll start the course in ESCP, I would be about 26 years. So I wanted to understand from you whether the ESCP's MSc in International Program makes more sense for me, or is it the MBA? What's your personal view on this?
I mean, yeah, as I said before, the average age is really like it was just an average, and we have students who are just coming out of their bachelor studies who don't really have a lot of professional experience, but we also do have students who already, for example, have a master degree and who are a bit older. Obviously, if you would be like 30 and already graduated from your bachelor, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, it would not be a fit at all. Can I ask when you graduate, which year you graduated from your bachelor's degree?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2021.
Yeah, I mean that would still be a good fit for you,
Okay,
obviously.
great.
Maybe if I can step in, the best would be that you send your resume to Jeanine, so she can have a closer look, and she could also have said it on her own. Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't want to, but this would be the best to have a closer look at your profile, because it always depends on the individual case.
Correct.
Sure.
And
Thank
it
you so
depends on
much.
the experience and other things as well. So it would be great if you can just send it to me. I'll quickly reply to you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
You most welcome.
Thank you. We have Sophie. Hi, Sophie. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you.
Me?
Yes, can you come closer, maybe?
Yes, hi.
Ah,
A question about the specialized masters.
Mhm.
If they're for people that have not studied anything in that topic, because I'm having a lot of classes in business and innovation, and I wanted to know if the master program would bring more nuances to this. Yeah, that was it.
Sorry, which master would you be interested? Like the master in sustainability, entrepreneurship, and innovation?
Yeah, exactly. And in the International Sustainability Management.
Yeah, sure. And so your question is whether you would be a good fit,
Yes.
be like regarding your background?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
sorry, go
already
ahead.
studying a lot about this topic, so
Yeah, I
I was
mean, this is also a very good point that we can tackle together. If you send me your transcripts, so that I see also like the classes that you went through in your bachelor's. Obviously, if you had a general bachelor's degree, it makes a lot of sense to specialize. But I hear that you already have like specific classes, and the master, they always go deeper into the topics. And a 2 years full-time master allows you to really go deep into also some topics that you can choose for yourself in between. Like it depends on which program. But I think like profiles like yours are super relevant, because it's rare to have students who already have a little bit of insights about the specialization, which doesn't mean that it would be repetitive for you. But if you want, you can send me your transcript so that I have a look and we can exchange on this.
yes, okay. Thank you so much.
Of course. We have Rahi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I actually had two questions. The first one is the tuition fees mentioned, they're per year. So that's for 2 terms, right? So it'll be
Exactly.
15,000 for 2 terms.
2 years. Our years are divided into terms. Yeah, the tuition fees are per year. And
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. And I had another question about so I graduated from UK for my bachelor's, but currently I'm in India. So for my English proficiency, what proof would you need? Will my degree certificate be valid enough, or just my mark sheet?
I imagine that you studied full-time 100% in English, right?
Yeah, but I did my first year in Mumbai and then 2 years in London.
Okay, then I would strongly advise that you take an English certification. Also, that's something that I didn't mention before, but so for us, it's okay if you studied 100% in English. But this year we had some issues also with the students who are applying for visa, and especially in India this year with the English requirements. The fact that some students just had the certification from us that they had a C1 level, and because they didn't pass like an IELTS or a TOEFL or a Cambridge certification, they had issues with their visa. So in your case, I would just strongly advise you take the IELTS, and so it's done. It would be easy for you.
Like I've taken one before, but I'm sure you would not consider that valid anymore, right? It's been more than 2 years.
Yeah, it has to be younger than 2 years, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you. We have Elena. Hi, Elena.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Great, hi. So I came in a bit later in this webinar, so I just had a question for the logics test. Is there any way we can prepare for it?
Yes, absolutely. Basically, what I was saying is, once you submit your online application and you go successfully through the first step, so online application and the Kira assignment, you get an invitation from our side with all the links that you would need. For the logic test and for the interview, all the links you would need to log in. And with this invitation email, you also get practice material and mock exams to prepare for the test. And it's on purpose that we send the invitation like 1 week or 10 days before the test, is because we know that you don't need more than this amount of time to prepare. And it's nothing to be compared with the GMATs, is what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course, thank you. We have Lucia. Sorry if I tell your names wrong. Be my guest to tell you. Hi. Lucia, we don't hear you. Maybe if you want to write your question in the chat. I'm sorry, we can't hear you, but we see you're unmuted. Maybe it's just an issue on your laptop. Yeah, any case, you can always write in the chat your questions. Otherwise, we have
sorry, it's Elena from before. Just the chat is deactivated. Like we can't write any questions in it.
Oh.
For some reason.
But it's weird because it's okay. Now it's okay. Thank you so much. Now you can write. Can you? I'm wondering. Hi, Elena. Are you raising your hand again? Oh. Oh, okay. Since I graduated in 2020, but not from a business-related bachelor, am I a great fit to apply for sustainability master at ESCP? I mean, 2020 is already would be like 5 years ago, but again, please. But Adriana, I think we were in contact already, you and me. So I think I went already through your CV and maybe not your transcripts, but it's not a general rule, so it depends on how much work experience you gathered already. But I would be more than happy to discuss. Yeah, exactly. Okay, then I'll get back to you, but it doesn't make you a wrong fit at all. And not from a business related bachelor. As I mentioned also before, we have these crash courses that are suited for the students who don't have this typical economics or business background. So of course, but I will be in touch with you. Could you please elaborate a bit on scholarships, funding aids? Yeah, so basically at the moment we unfortunately don't have any direct scholarship that is offered by the school. However, we built a scholarship guide that we can also send you individually. This you can just contact the recruiter, either Jeanine or me, regarding the program of interest, and we can share this scholarship guide with you. These scholarships are based on different criteria. You can just have a look for yourself to see which would be best suited for you. For international students, do we need to apply for different visas for Paris and Berlin? No, you need to apply for a German study visa.
Yeah, sorry, but if the candidate is interested in the sustainability master, then he or she needs to apply for the French visa as well, because it's 2 terms in Paris.
Oh yeah, true.
But for the others not. For the others not. We take into consideration that the term in Paris is not longer than 90 days, and you can travel within the European Union only with the German study visa.
Yeah, absolutely. But once you went through the procedure for the German study visa, then it's also easier to get the French study visa. I mean, the delays are not so long. So the first step is really the German study visa to really secure. But yeah, indeed, for the Master in International Sustainability Management, since you spent 6 months, you would have a French visa too. I have studied double degree 2 years in the UK, 2 years in Germany. Yeah, Lucia, I'm just reading your question. I'm sorry, these are dumb rules, but it's just that since it's 2 years and not 3 years, we still have to, we have to require a C1 certification from your side, and unless you're native, but I guess it's not the case. So I would just suggest you pass an IELTS or a TOEFL. These official certifications are always a good added value for you. So that would be my advice.
Yeah. Also, Lucia, like in case you don't have an IELTS or an external certification, you can take our local. We have a local English test, so
Absolutely.
so that's fine. So you just need to take an English test. You don't need German test or any other language certification. Just English, and if you don't have one already, you can do it with us. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jeanine.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there minimum grades requirements one must have achieved in their bachelor's program to be qualified for the master's programs? Asks Ferdinand Heinrich. Thanks for your question. There is no minimum grade per se. We do have evaluation grades, obviously, and we have evaluation grades that take a lot of points into account. So, and that's also what I'm saying that's what I'm meaning when I'm saying we're not looking for prototypes. It's just that we're looking at the broad picture. So there is academic excellence, obviously. So we screen the transcripts, we screen the grades. But at the same time, if there are like 1 or 2 classes where we see that it was, I don't know, an accident happened or the grades are much lower, but on the other side, you have excellent motivation letter, excellent CV, and like valuable professional experience, maybe we would get in contact to you to maybe understand what happened on these specific classes. But so there's no minimum per se. Also because we have so many different transcripts from all countries in the world that it's not possible for us to do like a fair average.
So it's best to send your CV and transcript to the program manager, to the person, to the right program concern, and we'll be able to guide you accordingly. As Claire said, we don't have like a standard one, so it's best you send your transcript, and we can take a look and answer your question.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there are a lot of questions.
Yes.
Any additional fees subject to non-EU citizens? No, there are not. A fresh graduate waiting for certification, can I apply using my exam results or transcripts? Yes, of course. We do have a lot of applicants who are not done with their bachelor's degree, and that's totally fine. So Angela from Zambia, you can, of course, apply. For the MSc in Digital Project Management and Consulting, we're not responsible for this program. This program is being handled by Madrid, so I would just advise you to contact the recruiter like in charge of this program, Jade.
And the next, I'll give Claire a small break. So the next question we got regarding letter of recommendation. No, it's not mandatory because that's not, work experience is not mandatory. A letter of recommendation is also not mandatory. But if you have, you can submit it so we get to know more about you. Then, how much? Oh, this is a little bit changing nationality. Sorry, it's best. I don't know how that would work and which nationality you're applying for. You know, we don't know too much details about that. Well, let's keep that separate. I would say apply for the admission if you want to, and then we'll take, you know, and wherever you apply from at that time, you know, that would be applicable. So I'm sorry, I can't answer too much in details about changing nationality and him and going forward the visa application pertaining to that.
Jeanine, I will just give the word to students who raise their hands. Maybe they want to talk already. So Diana, Carolina, I think we spoke already, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Thank you for your time. I want to ask you because I already graduated from my bachelor and a master too. Because I'm a chemical engineer, I have had more experience in scientific fields, scientific fields, but I want to make a career change, and that's why I was interested in your degree, in your master. And you already sent me a mail and tell me that it was not a good fit for me, but I really want to understand why not.
Yeah, maybe I think I went, I gave you feedback, I think because it's just that you already gathered a lot of experience. And since the master degrees are really more focused on a more junior level, it's just that at a certain point where we have to redirect some students to the executive programs, because otherwise it's just it's just not a fit into the cohort, if that makes sense, especially if you studied already a master's degree.
But the thing is that my master was a very scientific master, and it's really different here in Colombia. For example, my university was very research focused, and most of the time was more like a work in a laboratory. So that's why I think it's very different, the background in this master and the one that I already have. That's why I don't have that experience that maybe you think.
Yeah, Diana, if you don't mind, since I don't have your documents under my eyes now, it's hard for me to go through everything and to give you a final answer. But I'm really willing to discuss this with you maybe along the week if you can reach out to me again. Would that work for you?
Yeah, I will do it. Yeah,
okay,
that's
amazing.
perfect.
Then you can just send me an email and I will get back to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, Charles. Hi, Charles. I know you, Charles.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation first. And I just have some mechanic questions about the application. First of all, about the transcription of records. Actually, I'm from France, and then I have my grades in French. Do I only have to translate them in English, or also to change the grade type, let's say in ABC or?
No, not at all. You know, we have, I mean, we receive transcripts from the whole world, so we do the work for you. So you just even, I mean, you can just submit them as they are.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. And my second question was about Kira talent. I think I didn't really get it. It's like during the application for the second level, we will.
Yes. Basically, you submit your online application. Let's say you submit by Wednesday, the 8th of January, your online application. As soon as I receive the application, I will send you will receive an email from me giving you all the details about Kira and how to log in, how it works, what it is, and the deadline within you have to submit your assignment. And right after this email, you will receive an email also from me, but through Kira, through the platform of Kira. And with this email, you can log in into the platform. And once you're in the platform, it's very easy. I mean, it's you just log in, you come into the assignment. For you, I think it would be the Master in International Sustainability Management, if I'm not mistaken. And so you just log in and you have a practice session. So you can start a practice session, and for this you have plenty of time, as much practice sessions as you want. You have practice questions that are really nothing like the official questions. It's just for you to get used to the platform. So for you to get used to the fact that you have 45 seconds to prepare your answer, and then you have 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, I don't know, to answer the question.
So it's not, you don't have to upload, to upload videos. It's like in live.
Yes, exactly. So this, and you get used with the recording and the video, and then once you start the real assignment, it goes from one question to the other. It doesn't stop, and then you submit everything, and that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course, thanks, Charles. Sorry, yeah, I think Martina and Jeanine took over to answer in the chats. That's really nice. It's actually 6 o'clock. So exactly, I will come to an end for the session. Thank you so much. It was a lot of people, a lot of questions, a lot of content, and a lot of speaking from my side. But thank you so much, Jeanine, also to join me. And please, if you have any further question, you can contact us directly, individually, and we will also send you the slides of the presentation so you can just dig into a bit further. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening and Happy New Year again.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time.
And we'll send you the recording, obviously.